you touched on something earlier during our conversation where you were saying about coding and doing some work with the NSA. Can you talk a bit further on that and just a bit of your kind of experience in that's led you up until this point?
I was active duty Air Force. Spent my first 4 years in the Air Force as a police officer, and then I cross trained into being a programmer. I did that for 4 years, working largely at what used to be Strategic Air Command and then became U.S. Stratcom headquarters out in Nebraska. I got out of the Air Force, went home, changed clothes, and went back to doing almost exactly the same job, just as a civilian contractor. And for about 25 years, I worked as a software engineer, civilian contractor, working for largely military intelligence contracts. I worked for, well, if you look at my resume, I worked for about 9 different companies over the course of that 25 years. I only changed jobs twice. The government contracting world, it does a lot of acquisitions and mergers and spinoffs, and so I only moved twice. But I worked for about 9 different companies, which span a large number of um, names you would recognize for government contractors if you're cognizant of that world at all. So companies like SAIC and Northrop Grumman. I never actually worked for Lockheed Martin, but I worked for one of their spinoff companies, L3. Um, I worked for CACI. I worked for Sterling Software back when they still existed, before they were bought by Computer Associates and then sold to Logicon and then bought by Northrop Grumman. So 4 companies, I didn't leave my chair. But anyway, so I did that about 25 years. I was at a point, basically in government contracting, the way pay works is it's by the number of years of experience you have and the education you have. So over the course of those years, I got an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree. Well, I got that master's degree at Harrisburg University. Um, and when I graduated with that master's degree, they asked me to come back and teach. So I started as a part-time instructor teaching master's students at Harrisburg University, um, and still working full-time as contractor, government contractor. And then the company that I was working for got sold, and I didn't like the deal I got from the new company. And at the same time, Harrisburg University was asking me to come on full-time. So I made that move and became a full-time faculty at Harrisburg University. And that is when I met Andrew, who was also, of course, working at Harrisburg University. And he talked to me about the idea that he had, and he and 2 other folks, Matt and Sam. Sam's our VP of engineering, and Matt is our chief architect. And I fell in with those guys, and that was back in the summer of 2016, and we've been kind of plugging at it ever since. And like I said, I am still full-time faculty at Harrisburg University. I'm actually the program lead for undergraduate computer science there. I am 99.99% of the way finished with my PhD. As I've defended my dissertation, I just need to finish some edits before I can call it 100% done.